As the great European VC Henrik Johansson would tell you, compliance is the key to having a successful business. And in all seriousness, in the telecom space, that is exactly accurate. And in today's time, it is never more accurate. In this video, we're going to walk through why compliance is so important, how to make sure that you're compliant, and how Signal House can help you be compliant. Hi, my name is Will Cray. I'm a co-founder of Signal House. We are a messaging provider that currently plays in the 10DLC or local messaging space where businesses use those local numbers to connect with their prospects. Very soon, we are wading into the waters of toll-free, short code, voice, RCS, all the different channels and all of the different regions. And one of the things that I want to talk about in today's video on compliance is how that relates to different regions and how you should be prepared when you are going into those regions and things that you need to know. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing to know is that compliance in the SMS space is twofold. And we'll also touch on voice, which is a big one. In the SMS space, compliance is really twofold. You have the application to person compliance, which if you're submitting for a short code, toll-free number, or a 10-digit long code campaign, you're going to have to go through this process. It's essentially just verifying that your business is what it is and that you are able to act on behalf of that business and that your messaging use case doesn't fall into a category that's banned, like shaft, which is sexual content, harassment, alcohol, firearm, tobacco, or gambling, crypto. Anything that is not federally legal or that falls into that shaft category is going to be a banned use case. There are ways that you can get around that if you need to. If you're a restaurant that is sending out alcohol text messages, or if you're a tobacco shop, etc., there is age gating that you can do. It's pretty strict. If you want to learn more about that, another video I could do one on it. But in today's video, we're just going to touch on the sort of baseline compliance. So there's that compliance, and then there's also compliance that is more on the federal level. So we're talking TCPA, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, which has actual teeth. There is a private right of action, which means that people can come together and sue you, and they can sue you in a class action manner where you are paying a tremendous amount of money for every single text message that you send that goes against TCPA, meaning someone hasn't opted in to that message or you haven't honored their stop request. There's a lot of detail within that. I am not a lawyer, so this is not legal advice. I'm not going to dig into the nitty gritty of whether you're an ATDS or whatever the case may be. That said, just know that those are kind of two different things. You have the compliance of getting registered, and then you also have the actual legal compliance of whether or not you message someone that didn't consent to it, or if you're not honoring opt-out requests. Now, after you get your messaging started, let's say that you are sending traffic out and you start getting complaints. Well, there's another level of compliance there as well. The carriers can shut down your campaign. They can shut down a phone number. They can make it to where that phone number no longer delivers. Most people will call this burning that phone number, but in general, it's not a good thing to happen. You don't want that phone number to no longer be able to send text messages. That is a key indicator to you that your content has an issue. Unless you start sending out text messages and just from the get-go it doesn't deliver, it's possible that you've got a bad number. That can happen, especially with number pools like Twilio. Ours does not. We have good, clean numbers when you purchase one, but there are other number pools where you can run into that issue. But in general, if you've been sending for a while, you're seeing a delivery, and then that delivery falls off a cliff, it's typically because of complaints. Those are spam complaints or high opt-out rates. If you have a low opt-out rate and this happens to you, it could be an actual spam complaint. This used to be a text message to 7726. But now today is a lot easier with iOS 18. You can just click report junk and it will automatically put that message in a spam folder and the carrier will be notified. We as messaging providers and aggregators are not notified of this. This is an internal metric that carriers keep so that they can identify patterns of bad actors across different aggregators, across different companies. So if you are a marketing platform, if you're a CRM platform and you are letting a ton of people on without doing good KYC, or you are not looking at what they're actually sending, you could have a ton of complaints. Your entire account could get shut down with your aggregator, meaning your business as you know it could go away tomorrow if you have bad actors using your platform. That's why KYC and KYB, know your customer and know your business, are so critically important, because there are bad actors out there and there are also good people who do things that look like a bad actor. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's dig in a little bit deeper. What are the carriers actually looking for, and what are they going to actually shut you down for? Well, shaft is one of those things. If you're sending out shaft messaging as what's called a severity 0 or sev 0 violation, that's going to be the most stringent there is. It's the highest level violation that you can get. However, the one that they're really looking for right now is phishing. Phishing is when you are essentially a bad actor that is sending out text messages to individuals trying to get critical information from them. It could be a one-time password sent out on behalf of an institution that gives you a login link to go and log in, change your password, or your password's been compromised on abcbank.com. Come here, put in your credentials. They are scraping your information and they're stealing it. Or there's another phishing method called pig butchering. Pig butchering is called what it is because you fatten up the pig before you slaughter it. So essentially what it is someone saying, hey, I hope you're having a good day. I just need a new friend. And they get to know you. They really learn about who you are. They begin manipulating you. You think that they're a really good friend of yours. And in reality, they're trying to get as much information from you as possible. It either turns into, hey, I need some money so that I can survive and that I can come see you. Please send me a couple $100 so I can come visit you. Or they're just trying to get information from you. So they may ask you about, oh, you're married? What was your maiden name? Basically, all those questions that you would need if you are trying to get into their bank account is what they would be asking. So they're really looking for phishing messages. And there are a lot of bad actors out there that are trying to find low friction ways of getting registered, starting to send messages, and phishing people. And if you don't do KYC, if you don't do KYB, if people can just sign up directly on your website and get free messages that they're able to send out, or whatever the case may be, you will be targeted for a phishing scam. 100%. There is no way around it. There are a ton of people that are looking to do this. And with AI in today's world, it is so incredibly easy for someone to just scrape the web and say, show me messaging providers that don't do KYC, that allow you to sign up directly on the website, and where I can very easily send out messages. And if you are some kind of CRM, if you're some kind of marketing platform and you allow that, you're going to get hit. You're going to hit hard. You get a certain amount of sev zeros. It's not publicly available knowledge, but if you're getting a couple of those in a short amount of time, again, your business goes away. So if you're a CRM, make sure you're doing KYC. Make sure you know who your customers are and who's signing up. I know that it's attractive for you to build up that volume really, really quickly. Obviously, more volume means more revenue, but the average lifespan of a company that is sending out text messages is only 18 months, and that's because it gets shut down by the carriers. And so you have to be extremely careful with the type of traffic you're running. If you're running affiliate marketing, if you're running third-party lending, if you're doing these types of categories that are called banned categories for a reason by the carriers, they will catch you. They will flag you. You will start to see reductions in volume across the board, and your entire TCR, your CSP account, your brand information will just go away. They will literally go to your aggregator and they will say, you either shut these guys down or we're going to start throttling your traffic as a result. And so it's really important that you know who your customers are. Okay, now let's go over to the voice side of things. Voice compliance is really important to get right. And here's why. It's because they give you a longer leash than they do on the SMS side. Carriers are very quick to whack-a-mole. We've talked about this in the past, but they have that dual mandate where they have to get as many text messages delivered as possible while also blocking 100% of spam. They tend to go on the cautious side of making sure that their end consumers aren't complaining directly to Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile about how much spam they're getting. So they're playing a lot of whack-a-mole and they're doing it quickly. On the voice side of things, voice is federally regulated in a different way than text messages are. Texting in and of itself isn't regulated. Texting someone in an unsolicited manner with certain types of technology and ignoring opt-outs is. On the voice side of things, it is all federally regulated. And it is federally regulated by agencies that have teeth. We're not talking about a situation to where you have multiple entities under a parent company and a lawsuit can't pierce the veil and you can distribute that onto another organization. We are talking about a situation where they can upend your life. And if you are a founder of that business, they can also hold you personally liable. We saw this with a couple companies, I won't name them, but there's a couple companies that recently got in trouble and that certainly got in trouble 3-4 years ago, where it was a massive issue for them. They had millions of dollars of fines. And it essentially makes it to where you're never crawling out of the hole that you're in. Your business is gone and your reputation is gone. It's going to be really difficult for you to ever do anything again with an FCC violation hanging over your head. So on the voice side of things, it is even more important to know your customer, know your business, and have tools in place and partners in place that will help you be as compliant as possible. And that's where Signal House really comes into play, is that on the SMS side, we have our own content moderation tools built in to where we block 100% of shaft messaging. We identify phishing messaging up front and we block that as well. So that if you are sending messages through our rails, again, we require that you do KYC, we require that you do KYB, but if you're sending messages through the rails and there's an account takeover, if someone gets hacked and they start sending out horrific text messages that would get you in a ton of trouble, we will block all of them. Now, we'll have a conversation about what happened and we'll make sure that that doesn't happen again, but we're not going to kick you off our platform because of one incident. We're also not going to kick you off our platform because you had an end user that did text replacement. So they put in a capital I instead of a lowercase l or something, or whatever the case may be, or put dots in between the words, which, by the way, will get you in trouble also. They are looking for that kind of text replacement, tokenization, as they call it. But in general, we will be looking for that on our side. We'll block those messages. We'll correct the bad behavior so that you aren't accidentally seen as a bad actor. And if a bad actor did ever get a hold of your system, we would ensure that those messages did not go out, which would in turn protect you and protect your reputation in the space. So not only do we get your messages delivered, but we also protect your business. We don't block marketing content. We don't block marketing messages. We are not Twilio. What we do is we enable you to send out those messages that your people want to get and that you want to be able to send, but we protect you. We have guardrails. Think of it as guardrails on a bowling alley. We have guardrails there to protect you, bumpers to protect you from yourself and the bad actors that could be at your company. And as we roll out voice, we will also have the same voice detection so that if we see a certain pattern where someone's asking for credit card information, someone's asking for social security numbers, there's HIPAA information that's being exchanged where it's not specifically whitelisted for that use case, we will also block that traffic so that it's not going out as well. We'll just end the call so that you are protected there also. So we are trying to do our best to keep you protected so that you are able to send text messages out and you can feel a lot more confident about growing your business. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and we will see you here in the next one.